Welcome to the Micheaux Mission, 2 Men, 1 podcast, every black film ever made. My name is Vincent Williams, and I am joined as always by my partner.
Hey, holla at your boy. This is Len, a.k.a. Len.
And on this stop, as we move towards the end of March, we are going to spend some time with a gritty 90s crime thriller with both of the Ices. Ice-T, Ice Cube, as well as Bill Paxton, and a surprisingly deep bench of actors in 1992's Trespass. But before we get into Trespass and all the grime involved in Trespass, how are you, Lynn?
I'm doing good, Vincent. How about yourself?
I'm also doing well.
And shout out to each and every one of you missionaries as you are watching us as we premiere on YouTube and beam to all points north, south, east, and west. Hello, missionaries.
Good evening, one and all.
Once again, we come together, Vincent, at a bit time of sadness. This is a passing that may have slipped under the radar.
Okay.
For a lot of people, because it's not a widely held name, but we lost another actor.
Mm-hmm.
Ed Bernard.
Ed Bernard,
passed away. I believe he was in his 80s. He may have been 86 years old. He's shown up on the Mission before.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
He was in he was in Shaft.
Yes, he was.
Actually in Shaft. But he made his bones in television.
Yes, it's unfortunately very poetic that we're talking about him. We are doing a That's My Mama rewatch right now.
Oh, really?
And he was on the first few episodes of That's My Mama.
That's right, because I think was he the mailman?
He was the mailman.
Yeah.
He was the mailman.
Yeah, and unless you think, he was only relegated to like small roles like that. No, he had a long time. He was one of the stars on every season of Angie Dickinson's Policewoman.
Oh, okay.
And you probably just forgot about this. He was also the school principal that welcomed home a black name sounding but white guy, Ken Reeves, to be the coach.
That's right, on the White Shadow. That is absolutely correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's a man that he had his bona fides in television for a long time.
Yeah, it's a real shame.
Yeah, real shame. So rest in peace to Ed Bernard, and our condolences to his family.
Yes.
We honor everyone here.
Absolutely. Part of the great tapestry of black art.
I love that word, tapestry.
Isn't it a wonderful word?
It is. And by the time you see this, missionaries, not the greatest segue, but there it is. If you follow us on Patreon, where $5 get you access to 3 exclusive monthly podcasts, The Binge Lounge, as well as Serial Killers, and Len's Secret Movie Podcast with Ariel Johnson, where Vincent, Ariel, and we just posted a rather lengthy episode.
Okay.
Where we talked about Fargo.
Okay.
Which is celebrating in March's 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
God,
crazy.
That movie's 30 years old already. But that got us to talking about movies that have been adapted into television shows.
Okay.
Because Fargo has been adapted into an award-winning television show.
A surprisingly solid television show.
Have you watched all the seasons?
I have.
I've only watched the first season.
I have.
But I did enjoy it.
Yeah, and they're all good.
Yeah, that's what Ariel is a huge fan of.
Yeah.
So we talk about that.
One of the best acting jobs Chris Rock has ever done is on the season of Fargo.
That's right. He's on like the third season or something like that of Fargo. Yeah, that's right. So we get into that, which of course
maybe the best acting I've ever seen Jon Hamm do. Well, certainly you've seen Mad Men. I've seen Mad Men, and that's what I just said.
Okay. That's because he's excellent in Mad Men.
Jon Hamm is excellent in Mad Men, but you do get the sense he's not stretching as much as he could in Mad Men.
I don't get that sense at all.
He's really.
I mean, is he
really,
leaning on being a good-looking guy?
No,
but
no, he's not.
No, I'm talking about in Mad Men.
I think Mad Men. I think a full 50% of his performance in Mad Men is he's Jon Hamm in period clothing.
Yeah, but
I think 50% of it is his acting, absolutely. But I think 50% of it is he's Jon Hamm in period clothing.
But he wasn't Jon Hamm before Mad Men.
Yeah, but he still looked like Jon Hamm. But in Fargo, he really does transform.
Isn't he like? Is he the villain in Fargo? Yeah, because I think that is what led to him getting cast in the morning show, and he's kind of like the bad guy. In there.
Yeah, but he's really good in Fargo.
Oh man, yeah, almost wanted me to re-up my Hulu.
I mean, look, it's not going anywhere. But continue.
Yes,
movies that have been adapted into television.
Yes,
shows.
which of course, which was all just a lane for Ariel to talk about one of her favorite properties of all time, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Sure.
So we got into that, and then we talked about some other shows. So it's a really great episode.
Okay,
I
excellent.
really hope you enjoy it. Check it out on Patreon. And in another poor segue, we need to tie a bow on a topic that has been floating around on this show for the last couple of episodes.
Okay.
And that is My Funny Valentine.
Oh, for God's sake.
Well, no.
Okay.
We will tie this bow.
Okay.
In our missives from the missionaries.
Okay.
Which we call
missives from.
So what else is going on, Lynn?
We have emails, Vincent.
Ooh, missives from the missionaries.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Missives from the missionaries.
Okay.
All
right. Leave it to the missionaries to tie this bow for us.
Tie the bow.
First, we hear from our man from Fort Worth, Ellis Heron.
Hey, what's up, Ellis?
Hey, fellas. I have to agree with Vincent about Funny Valentine. It is a horrible song for a man to sing to a woman.
Okay.
With that being said, do you remember how perfect that song was for one of the most notorious episodes of Living Single?
Yeah.
Where Kyle sings the song to Maxine. With their love-hate relationship, it made that scene one of the funniest on that show.
Look, again, you don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole, but I was thinking about that because he's 100% right. When Kyle sings that to Maxine, it perfectly captures their, dare I say, toxic relationship. I actually didn't think they were, here you go, I mean, just throw some hand grenades. I know we all love Kyle and Maxine. I actually didn't think they were a good couple.
A good couple character-wise?
Yeah, I thought they were toxic. I thought it was a toxic relationship.
Well, I don't think do they end the show together?
Not only do they end up together, but there is a bit of epilogue / crossover on one of those other like Half and Half or like one of those UPN WB black shows where they reprise their characters
and they're still together
and they're co-parenting a daughter.
Oh, co-parenting. So now,
well, I was about to say, if I remember correctly, and to be clear, it's all very vague in my head. I think it's unclear whether or not they're married.
Okay.
But they clearly have that same chemistry and dynamic where they're attracted. You know, it's that same dynamic. So they definitely ended the show together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, in reference to Michael B. Jordan's filmography, I know the man is not known for doing comedies. However, I would like to recommend a romantic comedy that he did do between Fruitvale Station and Creed, That Awkward Moment. It was a movie he did with Zac Efron and Miles Teller where they were three friends dealing with those times in relationships when the big question comes up, so where's this going? The movie is overlooked due to not doing well at the box office, but I feel it's underrated, especially with the chemistry all three had together. It may not qualify for the mission, but I believe it's worth the look. Your boy Ellis Heron from Fort Worth. I should also point out that in us going over Michael B. Jordan's filmography, our good friend Toya Haynes pointed out to me that he actually had done at least one romantic film because he did A Journal from Jordan, which is a film where I think he plays like a military man.
Right, but isn't he dead?
But it's still a romantic movie. So I think you get to see him in a romantic
like
light
in the flashbacks
like
and stuff.
Flashbacks
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
yeah.
So, she's just pointing it out.
Sure. And I vaguely remember this Zac Efron movie.
I don't remember it at all.
Yeah, it was sort of here and gone.
You surprisingly watch a lot more.
I mean, I just.
Okay, so you maybe not have seen it.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I just sort of remember, and it was the type of thing where Michael B. Jordan was like the black guy in it,
like he is in Chronicle.
Here's the thing, and I forget the two dudes in Chronicle, but the guy who ends up playing the antagonist, I thought was really strong in Chronicle.
Yeah, that's what led to him being cast in Spider-Man.
Right, but I understood the dynamic of that. This one, where they kind of put Michael B. Jordan as the black guy, like God bless Zac Efron, and who was the third? Was it Miles Teller? But when you look at the screen, it's like, okay, clearly the black guy needs to be the main character.
Okay.
So, it was just one of those weird kind of things that you see. But
gotcha. As we tighten the bow on my Funny Valentine, we have one more email, and this is from Bruce Woods.
Hey, what's up, Bruce?
I'm writing this mid-rant.
Okay.
You 1000% spoke for me. I had a furrowed brow when the only names mentioned with this bygone classic, terrible but beautiful, were Shaka and Anita.
Okay.
Really? But this is but another example of our people refusal to go outside that bubble. You are the true historian of our limitations. I know you've heard me scream, "Get 'em!" throughout your speech. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, I'm glad I could be there. I didn't say you weren't going outside your bubble. See, it could have been Bruce sitting here.
So thank you. Bruce continues, question team.
Okay. All right.
Is it me or is Funny Valentine strangely or vaguely similar to Down in the Delta? Alfre Woodard moving back home due to issues with a kid and dementia affected Esther Roll. Please advise. By the way, your descriptive of the 90s social set was spot on. Peace, my brothers. Bruce Woods.
Look, it's, I felt a little bad about that part of it because I did something that I do oftentimes. I just, because Lynn and I are filming in here. But Lynn and I are actually friends.
You wouldn't know it.
I think just the opposite.
No, I'm joking.
Oftentimes, I forget other people are listening. Like when I was talking to you, like, I'm going to just put, I know Lynn was active in the 90s. Like, Lynn was in the trenches. So, like, I know when I was talking about someone in the glass of wine and the music, like, Lynn was in the trenches. The East Coast, we were in the great game. Because remember, it was like they had leather furniture,
Yeah.
and it was like the tan color.
Tan color.
Right, and that's when it started, where people just told you had to take your shoes off when you came in. That's the moment you start coming into people's places. Oh, you mind taking your shoes off? So you had to make sure your socks were right.
That's right. Oh, I got to take my shoes off. All right.
So it got very, very specific because I knew Lynn was actually there. Like I knew 95, Lynn was in the trenches. So that part.
It was funny.
As far as Down in the Delta and My Funny Valentine, I actually thought the same thing.
Yeah.
But I also think this was a real, speaking of the 90s, this was very much a 90s kind of story. Like you really kind of like, this was based on a story by J. California Cooper. Down in the Delta, I believe Maya Angelou either wrote it or directed, but it's somehow connected.
I think she directed it.
But this really was that kind of moment where talking about our age, like just Gen X folks, that sort of the baby boomers were kind of like wistfully longing for a simpler life.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a lot of these narratives where these kind of big city, I'm a professional, I've really gotten far in my career and I've gotten a divorce, or my husband ain't shit, and I've gotten all this corporate success, but now I want a simpler life. And then they go back home.
Mm-hmm.
And, and someone's always sitting on a porch, on a swing.
Yeah, the wraparound porch.
Right, the wraparound porch, and the sun is always setting or just breaking. Mm-hmm. There's lemonade. It's always some lemon. Like someone has a pitcher of lemonade with like the lemon slices in it. And this is something that you saw a lot. Now, Down in the Delta was interesting because I feel like Alfre Woodard's character wasn't a highly successful businesswoman. Like, I feel like she was kind of hand to mouth. Like, her and her kids had to go down there.
I seem to remember. I feel like I think I saw the movie. It's been a minute, but I think I remember like her going home was like a move she had to make.
She had to make that move. So it was sort of a variation on the theme.
Yeah, I do remember that.
But it does have that same rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got we email from Michael Sykes.
Hey, what's up, Michael?
Hello, Len, Vincent, missionaries. I've watched Sinners again this weekend, and every time I watched this movie, there was something new that I found in the hidden meanings. This was found astonishing to me. For example, Remick isn't just a villain, he's a symbol. In Sinners, he's a white outsider who sees black music, understands its power, and then tries to take it for himself. He doesn't create, he feeds. He attaches himself to Sammy's gift because he knows that music carries history, soul, and ancestry, and he has none of that connection himself. That's exactly what modern R&B and hip-hop feel like today. Remick represents what happens when outsiders enter a culture not to respect it, but to control and profit from it. He uses charm, business-like offers, and promises of opportunity, but underneath it is exploitation. That mirrors how the industry works now, where executives reduce real artistry to streams, numbers, algorithms, telling artists their soul doesn't matter unless it sells. And just like in the film, the door didn't get kicked in, it got open. And he goes on to illustrate his symbology more in his email. I think that's that's apt. It's all right there. I will say that as far as the music industry, that's been the story for a long time.
Sure, that's always been
the tale. But that is one. I will say that is the beautiful thing about Sinners and good movies, good storytelling in general, is that you return to these films yes, do you notice small things like, oh, I didn't notice that character there, or that's sure. But you, as time goes on, if it's well-crafted storytelling, there are more layers that get peeled off every time you watch it.
Look, we mentioned it before, and I think it is wrapping up. I'll take this opportunity to say again, if you are in driving distance of Philadelphia, you need to go to the Ruth Carter exhibit at the African American Museum in Philadelphia, because you want to talk about layers of storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Smoke and Stack's suits tell entire stories that I think it is difficult to see on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Like just their shoes, their watches, the jewelry that they wear, the jewelry that they don't wear, is all in the costumes. So, I mean, I'll say this, like you know, because it has Ruth Carter's notes, and one of the things they say about Mary's outfit is that it's almost this gray, which represents her being in between these two worlds of black and white. But it's all intentional. It's all there. It's all so.
Right there.
I agree with you, Michael. And once again, unsolicited advertising. So you know I mean it. Go see the
That means he means
Ruth Carter exhibit. Or, yeah, because that wonderful Ruth Carter book that came out a few years ago, I don't think the Sinner's costumes...
Sinner's stuff is not in there.
Yeah, it's not in there.
Because it's mostly... It's all of her work, I believe, but there's a huge focus on Black Panther.
Right. And Malcolm X. And
yeah, like all of her work is there, but like the big...
Right, but you're right. I don't think Sinners is in there.
Mm-mm.
Hopefully they do a second edition.
Yeah, not yet.
I mean...
You get maybe a couple more movies.
You've got Black Panther, you've got Wakanda Forever and Sinners since that book was
but that's
published.
2 movies. Like maybe you get like 2 more movies.
Yeah.
You know, and then you...
The Namor stuff. Like the Namor with
yeah.
the mother of pearl.
Well, I think this actually is a separate Black Panther book.
Yeah.
Like alone.
Yeah.
But yes, you could get into all of that. Especially just how things changed up from... Okay, because she definitely wanted to show the difference between T'Challa as Black Panther and Shuri as Black Panther.
Right.
You know, so there's a lot in there. And then you got Okoye actually gets which is some Lupita Nyong'o.
Yes, let's see.
All right, we got an email from Michael Lockett.
Hey, what's up, Michael?
What's up, Len, Vincent, my fellow missionaries? We're almost in it. And by it, I mean not only spring, but my second favorite Micheaux month, Octavia, April.
Octavia's his second favorite month because...
As much as it pains me, I do love the same Mother May I. Which I believe is your favorite month.
Yeah. It is my favorite month, except the thing is, it really isn't.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. All right.
No. Yeah, I like April.
Oh, so why did you say April?
Oh, I thought you said May was my favorite month.
That's what I thought. So you just said no. I can just say April.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Right.
I'm being corrected.
All right.
It's wrong. It's fine. Mine is October. I mean, it's May. Yes, I love May.
Yeah.
Because I love just picking a movie. I ain't got to be constructive.
Yeah.
Unless it surprises me, I ain't got to be constructive.
Right,
I can just go ham.
Right.
On it's like, what is this?
Right. What is this?
Oh, I'm so looking forward to it.
Well, so you know what you're going to pick this year? You got
well,
your choices
one I'm
already?
picking because we have a guest coming who's already picked it, right? And I told you it's a movie that we've done before. But the other one, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I tend not to go old because sometimes you're kind of like punching down.
Yeah.
But I don't know where I'm going. I know you have yours already.
Well, you know, I there's fun hate and then there's angry hate.
Yes.
So you know, I've burned a lot of my angry hate. Like we've done The Help, we've done Driving Miss Daisy.
Neither of which we did in May, but yes.
I thought we did The Help. We didn't do The Help in May?
I don't believe so, no.
Oh, yeah. So, and then there's fun, bad, but I have a list.
All right.
But please continue, Michael.
Michael continues. Last week's film, The Glass Shield, had so much potential. They left it all on the table. The plot is fine, the direction is serviceable, but the story just had too much going on to be told sensibly. Y'all had me rolling with the brother walking the earth in his ministry of penance. I wish we could have had some other actors in this, like perhaps Michael Chiklis as Richard Anderson, Oscar Goldman's character. Oh, Michael Chiklis would have been good. The way back dropped me off with you two as you did your thing with The Bodyguard. It has been ages since I saw this movie. It was great to hear Len break down the script's journey to the screen. It made the whole thing make more sense. Thank you, Mr. Webb. I had been trying to put my feelings for Kevin Costner into place for years. From Bull Durham to Dances with Wolves to Waterworld, Potato Bread is Chef's Kiss defining Vince. Thank you. I agree with you both that this is one of the truer views of Whitney Houston that we have on film. The race swap question totally changed my opinion on this film. It can only be this black or blacker with a white man Secret Service agent and a black diva singer. With all my enjoyment with this watch, I still have to sit my ass down and drink me some lemonade because this movie is long as F. Not to beat a dead horse, and I'll be damned if that isn't one of the cruelest images people throw around all the time, but
It's a weird saying.
it is. My Funny Valentine, Anita Baker and Shaka Khan, seem to have been thrown a hornet's nest into the mission like Grits or Best R&B brother groups. At the essence of this whole thing, in my opinion, is simply who did it better. So I'd love to know who you two think did these songs better. Well, you're the aficionado, Vincent.
Oh, for God's sake.
So here we go. I Feel For You. Original, Prince. Remake, Shaka Khan.
Oh, Prince.
Okay. Oh.
Like
Yeah.
it's a longing. It's a sex song.
Yeah, I gotta say Prince.
Yeah, Shaka Khan.
I do like Shaka Khan.
I love Shaka Khan's, but it's a dance song, and then
Yeah. You're right. All right.
whatchamacallit is rapping in the middle.
All right. Summer Breeze.
Okay.
Seals and Croft or the Isley Brothers.
Ozzy Brothers, because they make it sexy.
It's all about the sex with you.
Yeah, look.
What gets us to the room? Isley Brothers. Okay. Respect. Otis Redding, Aretha Franklin.
That's a hard one.
Not to me.
I'm going to go with Aretha, though.
Yes.
I'm going to go with Aretha because I think Aretha reconfiguring it as this feminist credo really fits the lyrics better.
Yes, I'm going to go with Aretha too, but for a more just pure reason. Aretha's is the remake, but Aretha's is so good that when you are outside of Otis Redding family and you hear Otis Redding's singing, Respect, you feel, oh, he's doing like a remake of Aretha Franklin.
Sure.
Like nobody knows the Otis Redding version.
Also, you know me, I go right to the lyrics. I think a man basically demanding respect like that, you look weak. Like if you got to do it, you sound weak. Like whereas when she does it, it really is a declaration. Because,
Okay.
RESPECT.
Find out what it means to me.
Find out what it means to me. All right.
Next, Emotion.
Okay.
The Bee Gees or Destiny's Child.
Oh, the Bee Gees.
I think that's a wash to me. All right. I Can't Make You Love Me, Bonnie Raitt or Tank?
Bonnie Raitt. Bonnie Raitt, because it sounds more pitiful when she sings it. Tank, here you go. The problem with Tank's version is he makes it sexy. It's not a sexy song.
I'm not sure I've heard either version.
Oh, it's a great song.
By Bonnie Raitt.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. Right. Yeah, it's a great song.
Okay. Lately, Stevie Wonder.
Oh my God.
Jodeci.
Don't do that.
He put it on there.
Don't do that.
I'm just reading it.
I hate Jodeci's version of Lately so much. There are few songs that I hate more than Jodeci's Lately. Like, you talking about somebody who just ignored. See, the thing about Lately is like, this man in real time is realizing that this thing is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've known people in this situation. Hopefully you've never been in this situation where you are realizing she is cheating on you. I mean, it's just, and here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. Y'all get ready, missionaries. Here you go. From the moment that I first heard Jodeci, I've never for one moment thought that Casey and JoJo could sing.
Oh, I agree.
Just because you are loud
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean you can sing. Not for one moment. I actually, we actually got to go. Like Jodeci is actually part of my unified theory of what happened to R&B, the black church, and crack cocaine. Like, my unified theory of soul music, the black church, and crack cocaine, Jodeci is at the center of it.
Okay.
So,
All
yes, I would choose Stevie Wonder over Jodeci's version.
I think it's a no-brainer that is Stevie Wonder over Jodeci.
I don't think that's a no-brainer at all.
Well, okay. You're right.
Maybe in this room.
You're right. Because there are people of, like we have said before, of a certain age that they know.
I think,
And they like Jodeci's.
I think if you get a room full of black people who were born between the ages of 1965 and 1985, like Gen X, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to put this on the millennials. I don't know if Stevie Wonder would win that vote.
You said born between 1965
and
and
1985.
I think Stevie Wonder wins that vote. That's me.
If he does, it's going to be
That's
real
you.
close. Oh, I know. I know we tend to push things on the young. They don't know nothing about no music. But I think it like we love Jodeci. We love Jodeci.
Yeah.
I don't know, Lynn.
No, but we love Jodeci, but we adore Stevie Wonder. Now, okay, here's where the argument I think comes in.
Jodeci's version of Lately is, dare I say it, iconic.
Yes, a lot of people do. Yes, but I still think people would champion for Stevie Wonder. Now, but here is where I think there might be the argument, at least along the lanes of what you're talking about. And Michael Lockett doesn't put this song here. Stevie Wonder's "A Ribbon in the Sky."
Oh my God!
Versus
that intro version. Intro needs to send Jodeci money, because the only reason I don't hate their version of "A Ribbon in the Sky" more is because I use all my hate on Jodeci.
Mm-hmm. But there are people that love Intro's version.
I know.
I like Intro's version, but I don't love it because I see the warts of it. I see the warts of Intro because I see they are.
Why gotta be so sexy? This ain't a sexy song.
Oh, I don't think he sings it. I don't think they sing it as a sexy.
It's
song.
a little sexy. Like,
no,
it's
I don't think so.
At the end,
I think he actually is singing it with the same type of, from the same lane as Stevie Wonder is. I just don't think. I think he's overdoing it. And not for nothing, not that Stevie Wonder was the greatest singer in the world.
Easy.
But Stevie Wonder was a good singer. But the Guys of Intro is not that great of is far less of a singer. But I think he's coming from the same point of view.
Soul music, the black church, crack cocaine, all comes together. You get this whole little.
Well, I see you with Jodeci. I don't know if I tie intro into there.
Same thing. They part of the same demographic. It's that same demographic.
I wouldn't tie intro into that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to the young man. I mean, he unfortunately left us very, very early.
What that got to do with whether or not he could sing?
Well, I mean, okay, but just putting in with the crack cocaine in it there.
No. Let me be clear. I'm not saying he was doing crack.
Well, I know you're not.
Yeah, that's not the unified theory.
Well, I guess when you say, and not that he did crack, but when you throw crack in church.
Crack is 100% part of it.
And Jodeci.
Crack cocaine. To be clear, these singers weren't doing crack, but crack led to an environment where these people could rise.
Well, Jodeci's crack was smoking.
Yeah, no. This don't have nothing to do with them doing drugs.
I know, but I'm just.
Right, see, that's you.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm not talking about nobody doing no drugs. I'm talking about what drugs wrought.
Yes.
But that's a whole, we already running.
Yes, we are.
Continue, please. Come on, let's go. We got to get to Trespass.
All right.
Walter Hill. It's real hard-boiled.
He is. All right. Where are we going? Oh, we're going to 6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin. 6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin, Vincent, where I give you 2 actors and you have 6 films or less to connect them to D'Urville Martin, a man that nobody will ever trespass against.
Yes.
And keeping it in theme, we are reviewing tonight Trespass from 1992. And I'll make this very simple for you, Vincent.
Okay.
Connect D'Urville Martin to these 2 stars from Trespass.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Beginning with, in 6 movies or less, connect D'Urville Martin to Bill Paxton.
The great Bill Paxton. Our dear friend Bill Paxton. Oh, boy. Well, we were talking about its predator. Oh, my goodness. Bill Paxton. I freaking love Bill Paxton, too.
Gone too soon.
2017.
Soon.
Bill Paxton. So D'Urville Martin is in Dolomite with Rudy Ray Moore, who is of course in The Monkey Hustle with Yaphet Kotto, who was in Alien with Sigourney Weaver, who was the only returning cast member for Aliens.
Mm-hmm.
With the great Bill Paxton, where Game Over was improvised.
Oh, I didn't know it was improvised. No. Wow.
Yeah. So good, ridiculously good in Aliens.
Yeah,
but also ridiculously good in Predator 2.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He's the Lone Ranger.
That's right. He is. Yeah. With a totally different character.
Totally different character, but very much Bill Paxton.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, love Bill Paxton.
Yeah. I mean, I loved him in those films. I loved him in Tombstone.
He's
heartbreaking in Tombstone.
Did you watch Big Love?
I watched a season of it. He was good in that. That was really good.
Amazingly good in Big Love.
Yeah, that was really good.
Like, wow, go on, Bill Paxton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good in Apollo 13.
But like you said, gone way too soon.
Gone way too soon, but it died in 2017, so it's almost 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But I was actually amazed to see that he was 61 when he died. I thought he would have been younger
Yeah.
when he
Yeah.
died. But wow, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Very
right.
good, Vincent. Now, moving on.
Moving on.
In 6 movies or less,
Mm-hmm.
connect Derville Martin to
2.
this man making his Micheaux Mission debut.
Okay.
One Stoney Jackson.
We got to talk about Stoney Jackson, too.
Man, look, let me tell you, man.
We got to talk about Stoney Jackson.
I've been waiting, not even just to talk about him, but just because Stoney Jackson is someone, from the first time I saw him, I said, oh, he is the missing link between the Jackson 5 and DeBarge.
We got to talk about Stoney Jackson. But, here you go. This is how we'll get to Stoney Jackson. Because we're going to talk about him in this film. So Derville Martin is in 5 on the black hand side with Dick Anthony Williams. Dick Anthony Williams is in Mo Better Blues with Bill Nunn.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Nunn is in Spider-Man with Willem Dafoe.
Yes.
And then Willem Dafoe is in the film that I first saw him, Streets of Fire.
Okay.
With Stoney Jackson.
Look at you. That's a deep cut, man.
Yeah, you know I love Streets of Fire.
Mm.
You know I love Streets of Fire. The weirdest damn movie ever. It's my man. It's my man. It's the Warriors man. Wait, is that Walter Hill?
Yes.
Is Streets of Fire Walter Hill?
Yes.
Yeah. Ask me why I love Streets of Fire.
Why do you love Streets of Fire?
I can't really quite put my finger on it. Because it's just really kind of bizarre and surreal. It's like in this weird, hyper-realistic, but it's so hyper-realistic, it almost becomes fantasy.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Warriors.
Yeah, it almost feels like who's the Mad Max guy? George
Romero.
Yeah.
It feels like a George Romero
yeah,
movie almost.
It does,
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
And Stoney Jackson plays a singer, but he's not singing.
Well, it's Stoney Jackson.
And then I felt so betrayed. Like, I just knew Stoney Jackson was like a Jackson cousin at least.
Right? You think that's what I'm saying. He looks like, because he shows up in Michael Jackson videos. You can't see it in this picture or in the movie, but he regularly has the Jerry curl.
Just to bleed into the review, what the hell is he wearing in this movie?
Well, right, because he looks
like he went into Marlon's closet from the Victory Tour,
and
he's wearing this weird outfit.
Yeah. But that's his look.
Like, that was his brand.
That's his brand.
I am just Jackson adjacent enough to not get sued.
Right.
Like, I know the Jackson family lawyers watched him like a hawk, waiting for him to go that one step where they could sue him for trademark infringement.
And because if you do look at his face, he does resemble Daddy Jackson.
Yeah.
There's a lot of similar features.
But again, he really plays it up.
No, well, of course he's going to lean into it. What else is he going to do? He's Stoney Jackson. I mean, he's got a filmography, but it ain't the strongest filmography.
Here you go. Here's a deep cut. We should probably talk about the movie. He was in a Miami Vice knockoff that I quietly really liked. Hardcastle and McCormick.
He was in Hardcastle and McCormick?
Hardcastle and McCormick, I think it is.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Wait, maybe that's not it, too. No, that's not it.
That's not it. No. Yeah, I'm looking here. I'm not seeing. Because Hardcastle and McCormick, they were white guys.
Yeah, they were white guys. All right. Well, what was he in? What was the name of that thing? Anyway, I really liked it a lot.
I don't know. Now you got me looking up. I'm in the world of. I'm in the world of Stoney Jackson. I never thought I would go this deep into Stoney Jackson, man. And I'm trying to find the show you're talking about, and I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, he shows up in television, of course. He's on episodes of The White Shadow.
Well, remember
MASH.
He was in that season of 227.
Yeah, 227. The Jeffersons. He showed up on The Jeffersons. Highway to Heaven. Trapper John, MD. I mean, the man worked.
I think it was The Insiders that I'm thinking about.
The Insiders.
Right, because the theme was Genesis. Yeah. I remember it was Phil Collins singing the theme song.
Okay. I'm not even aware of that show.
Anyway, that's how you get from D'Urville Martin to Stoney Jackson.
Well, we've talked more about Stoney Jackson.
I guess we should talk about the movie.
We should talk about Trespass.
All right. Trespass from 1992 centers around the plot of two firemen who discover a map leading to a fortune abandoned in a tenement, where they become the targets of a vicious gang led by a notorious mobster. Directed by Walter Hill, based on a script by Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis, this star-studded crime drama stars Bill Paxton, Ice-T, dare I say Micheaux Mission favorite William Sadler, Ice Cube, another Micheaux Mission favorite, Art Evans, and a bevy of working actors, including Glenn Plummer, the aforementioned Stoney Jackson, and Tiny Lister, in the choice of Lynn Webb. Here on the Micheaux Mission, what do you have to say about Trespass?
It's interesting, this movie. It's because it comes at a bit of a crossroads in black films in 1992, and you kind of see it all up on the screen, right? First of all, it's a film that it came like probably like in the middle or towards the apex of these black hood films, right? Where it's a hood film, but they're trying to dress them up a little differently. You know, they're trying to put a different, put maybe a different spin on them, polish them up, if you will.
Sure.
And whereas the hood gangster is now less hood, more gangster, and you can kind of see it in some of the trappings of this movie, you know, with Ice-T and Ice Cube and all his cadre of you know, quote unquote gang members. As Ice Cube says, "Man, we look like some gang."
Yes.
No, they don't look like no gang.
Yeah.
They look like, you know, New Jack Corleone.
Yes.
You know, trying to have that aesthetic about them, right? And that's trying to, you know, put a different sheen, you know, put a little polish on that whole hood aesthetic in this film, but still maintain the grittiness and trying to maintain that, you know, quote unquote street cred,
right?
Of, you know, like we in the hood, we down with it or whatever. You have Walter Hill, king of grittiness.
Yes.
You know, the man just sprinkles grit on everything. And the with that grit also comes a level of authenticity that he lends to everything that he does, especially once he gets his hand around a script.
Right.
And this is a script that in 1992 had been really was written in 1977.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why you have the names Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis. That's right, the Zemeckis of Back to the Future fame.
Yeah.
Attached to Trespass. Because they wrote this way back.
Yeah.
1977. When this film would be seen under a totally different light. Because in 1992, when this film comes out, this film is coming out right in the brink, in the midst of the LA riots,
right,
of the time. And this film, which would have been titled Looters, has a whole different aesthetic.
Yeah.
Whole different vibe to it. So they're like, ooh, we're going to have to pull away from that. Let's just call this Trespass. Let's change these settings up a little bit. Make it more of a more or less bottle film that just takes place in this one environment, and make it go. Because at its core, it still is basically this two people racing, trying to get at a MacGuffin, which is basically like this buried gold.
Right.
The gangsters unfortunately stumble into this.
Right.
They actually not there to get the gold.
Right.
They just ganging.
Right. They're there for crime.
You know, but you know, yo man, why you here? We busy criming here.
We're here for crime.
What are you doing here?
Right.
What's your white ass doing here?
Yes.
From Arkansas.
Yeah.
So it's a weird, you know, juxtaposition of all these forces coming together. But Walter Hill makes it all work. He makes his 1977 film work. He makes Ice Cube and Ice-T, who, if I remember, maybe had a bit of a friendly rivalry at this brewing around this time. I might be misremembering that.
Yeah, I just don't remember. Yeah.
But it makes them work in this film because both of them are hip hop stars of a certain magnitude, but while also beginning the transition out of, you know, strictly music into, okay, what else is there for me? Especially Ice Cube. Yeah. Because it's not long after this, Ice Cube is producing Friday. Right. Within a couple of years. Right. It'd probably be fair to say within a year he's developing Friday.
Right. I was about to say he's probably already writing it.
Right. You know, and then it pops in 95. Ice-T is already, you know, especially because Ice-T got into the game at an older age, he's already like looking, okay, how am I going to make this work for me?
I mean, is this before or after New Jack City? Do you know off the top of your head?
I think this is after New Jack City.
Yeah, so
New Jack City is late 80s.
Right, so he's already dipping.
Right, he's already making a move.
This is a lane, yeah.
He's already and like I said, Ice-T, as much of a hip hop star as he was, and he decidedly was.
6 in the morning.
He got into the game later. And 2, I think he would even tell you, I ain't going up against Kane or Rakim anytime.
I think Ice-T has always been very vocal about he was looking for opportunity.
Exactly.
Because I think he may have started as a dancer.
That might have been how he gets his way in.
Yeah, when you go back to him being, you know, the connective tissue in the Breaking universe.
That's true.
You know, he's in Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo, and he's also in Rapping.
Ghost Protocol. So it's interesting how Walter Hill pulls all of that together to make this film that really pops right from the beginning.
Look,
this movie, it opens up
immediately,
and you're in a fire, and I mean it.
You skipped over the dude getting shot in the head. The fire comes after that.
I forgot about that. I forgot all about that. Which is also another way that Walter Hill is pulling in everything that's going on in the zeitgeist at this time.
Yep.
Because that opening scene is filmed from a video camera.
Yes, it
point
is.
Of view, you know what I mean? Which you do see play out throughout the film. And that is very much a moment of his time, because it's only through the video cameras that we have be privy to a lot of things that are going on.
Right.
You know, the whole Rodney King and everything like that. So all of these forces are at work, and Walter Hill makes it all work in this tight thriller action movie that still offers commentary on its time, but without losing sight of what the mission is to just keep you in your seats and keep you riveted to the screen. And he does. In a movie that the plot is bare bones. In the beginning, you saw this drug guy kills apparently another drug guy.
Yes.
You're like, okay, what's going on? I don't know. Oh, this drug guy killed my drug guy. Now the gang are the police in this movie.
Sure.
Because they are avenging a wrong within their world. Yeah. These firemen in Arkansas stumble into a treasure map, more or less, in St. Louis. Oh my God. Well, let's go see if we can go find this buried gold from 50 years ago in this factory. They go to St. Louis to find this gold in this abandoned factory that I swear must have been the inspiration for the Death Star on Star Wars. Because never has there been so many walkways and catwalks and stairs just randomly going nowhere. It makes absolutely no sense that this factory, this abandoned factory, which means that they were making things there.
Was it a factory or was it a high rise? I mean, a building.
I thought there was also a factory too, because you had the dangling chains.
Right, it was three built. Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay, it was like all these buildings, but still.
Yeah.
But still.
I mean, it becomes a character.
It
becomes a character.
It becomes this world.
Yeah.
It becomes like Mordor.
Yeah.
This joint, man.
Yeah.
But I don't care. You're right there, you know. Ice Cube and Ice-T, they're on the same side, but they're bickering at one another. You could tell that they're going to bicker at one another because Ice-T is dressed up as Michael Corleone, and Ice Cube, you know, he's got his hat to the side and he's got his hoodie. It's like, okay, y'all in the same gang, so maybe not in the same gang, right? You know what I mean? And you can see how it. You can see how it breaks down along party lines as far as their crew, because some guys got on, like, you know, bomber jackets, and some guys got on suits, and then there's Stoney Jackson.
What the hell are you wearing, Stoney Jackson? I kept waiting for somebody to ask him, what the hell are you wearing? Why you got Idi Amin's clothes on?
I didn't know if he was Idi Amin. I didn't know if he was Captain Crunch. I didn't know what he was. I mean, to be fair, though, he looked good in it. I mean, look. He looked good with his little 6-shooter that he was running around with. He looked good. I never bought him as a gang member. Like, he definitely always seemed like he was the secretary.
Again,
he was so good.
It's like, is there a 7th Jackson? Bro, like Jermaine left. Now Randy's in.
I bet Stoney's middle name is Chamon.
He's Shimon. He's Shimon. This is before Michael had to make an example out of him. Messing up the dance moves. Which, put a pin in that.
Oh God. Okay. So all of that is like, So and then you've got oh my God, you didn't even mention him. Devereaux White shows up from Die Hard. All of a sudden, Devereaux White now he's Pookie. And he's a drug addict with like a bad leg, and then he just becomes this plot device for the rest of the film with rags stuffed in his mouth. Art Evans, who you could do 6 degrees of Art Evans.
Look, man.
Art Evans shows up, and Art Evans, I love Art Evans because he has just enough gravitas just in his whole carriage.
Yeah.
That you believe him when he's pontificating whatever movie that he's in.
Right.
But he's always played. He's always gets played. It's just like, yeah, shut up.
Yeah.
He always just gets pushed to the side, whether it be Soldier Story or whether it be Trespass.
Yeah.
And Trespass, he just keeps getting rag shoved in his mouth.
Yeah, but you know.
But at the end, which put a pin in there.
Yeah.
But it all comes together in a movie that really should not make any sense.
Right.
This movie should only be an hour long. It should not go as long as it does.
Right.
Because it definitely is maybe a 10-minute stretch in the movie where things are just not really happening.
Sure, they're sort of spinning.
Just spinning a little bit.
The wheels are spinning a bit.
And I think Walter Hill, all credit to him, he still makes it work, because what I notice about this film is that there's a lot of times when we are following literally every single solitary beat of things that are happening, but you don't care because it looks so good. There's a moment where Ice-T tells everyone, like, yo, I want you to go get the gun and go up to the roof, make sure nobody goes out. I want you to go over to that other building, have your gun pointed inside, make sure nobody goes out. You go downstairs, make sure nobody comes out the ladder. Go. Usually after that, you would stay with Ice-T. I think I said Ice Cube. Ice-T, as he surveys the land, because it's like he's decidedly the leader.
Sure.
But this movie now follows every one of those guys going to do every one of those steps.
Yeah.
And you are still in there.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole heist part of it.
Right.
Because you want to see, okay, now you're putting all my players in play, putting them in place. Okay, let's see how this all plays out. And as all of that is happening, you can see Walter Hill playing with the film. You can see the angles start, the Dutch angles start coming up. There's maybe more intense close-ups. The things are getting a little bit off kilter. It's getting a little bit more sweaty, a little bit more tighter. And slowly, without you realizing it, you're feeling it. You are absolutely engaged in what is happening in the film, with possibly no redeeming characters.
No,
there's not one person in this film that really is a redeeming character at all.
No,
not one. Even the person that comes out at the end. Yeah, you don't care. So I think relieved of that, you can just sit in and just take in, okay, I'm here for everything that happens.
Right.
I'm down for what happens. Is he going to get out? He don't deserve to, but let's see what happens. Is he going to get out? He don't deserve to. Let's see what happens.
Right.
The one person you could maybe argue deserved to get out, you knew he wasn't going to make it, and he didn't make it.
Right.
But it's just a dumb fun movie. And for all the actors that you mentioned, and we've had fun with Stoney Jackson and everything like that, the one actor you didn't mention, who I actually found myself enjoying the most in this movie, outside of Ice Cube, especially coming after Glass Shield, where he's only in 10 minutes, and here he's very much Ice Cube being Ice Cube. Bruce Young, as Raymond, just huge hulking, gangster Columbo in this movie. I absolutely adored him in this movie. I loved every time he showed up on screen. He was because he made smart choices.
Yeah.
Even when he was in the background. And I think not for nothing, of all the gang persons, he's the one that has like a huge, because of his size, pop of color.
Yeah.
And he makes it work for him.
Yeah.
He decidedly makes it work for him. So Trespass was actually a fun movie to return to.
Yeah. I am so glad that you started the conversation, because I knew you would put me in the wonderful position where I could just start with everything you just said I agree with.
Okay.
And then I could kind of do some other stuff. I think the thing that made me chuckle the most, all the actors that we named, one we didn't mention, justifiably, because he has a fairly small role, is Byron Mins.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Who Byron Mins now has the notoriety of appearing in, for me, two of the greatest tributes to blaxploitation that have ever been done. Trespass, and of course he plays that old bullhorn in Black Dynamite. If I didn't know that this script was from 1977, if I didn't know Walter Hill, one of our favorite directors from the 70s, directed this, I would have guessed it. This is so gritty. This is so pulpy and visceral.
Yeah.
And kinetic. This feels like it could be in a movie marathon with Across 110th Street, Black Caesar. Just the gritty kind of 70s, hell, quietly, The French Connection.
Yeah.
Like, there's a pulpy grittiness to this that is absolutely wonderful. Like you said, this thing hits the ground running. You got a murder, you've got a fire, which, just to real quick talk about Walter Hill's direction. How great is that scene with the fire?
Right.
Like, how wonderful is that scene staged with the fire moving throughout this building? It is smoky. You never lose track of the people in the building. You never lose track of the actors. You see the action. The film just came on.
I know.
The film just came on, much like you. And when I said to you, is it a factory or is it an apartment? And I landed on, because this building is a character. The camera moves through. You see everyone running back and forth. Like you said, you keep track of who's where. And this is somebody who, again, by 1992, Walter Hill is a director's director. Like, he knows what he's doing. He knows how all of this works. The story itself, like you said, it's not even a story.
Right.
It is not even a story. And I love the fact that the script trusts us enough or likes us enough that it basically says, you know what, audience, we not even gonna waste your time.
Yeah.
We gonna get right to it.
Buckle up.
20 minutes into this thing, it is popping and going on.
Right, you're right. I even checked it, like, wow, we're like 20, 30 minutes.
Like,
a lot is already,
like 20 minutes. I think it is like the Mark 25 mark. Everybody is present.
Yep.
Who's going to go back and forth. The conflict is established, and here we are. So for the next hour and a half, this is it. I loved Ice-T in here. I loved Ice Cube. I love Bill Paxton. I love I just forgot
William Sadler.
I love William Sadler. I loved Art Evans. I loved everybody, just sort of pulpy, working, going back and forth. I love the fact that in 1992, and you mentioned it a little bit, I love the fact that the film very gracefully incorporates this cutting edge technology
of the video.
The video, and Walter Hill immediately kind of, again, integrates this into his toolbox, where you know, and I think you're 100% right that it is informed by the footage of Rodney King. And now as viewers, we are used to seeing these acts of violence through this intermediary of this new technology of the portable video camera. I also loved how prominently the cutting edge technology of the cellular telephone was in this film.
Yes.
Where you have people making phone calls back and forth.
And it was so quaint.
It is so, but again, I think the script utilizes the phone in a way where we are going to bypass some of the, misunderstanding. We're going to cut out the time where someone would have to find out something. So, this person has to tell this person, and then we're going to run and tell this. No, we have telephones. I love the inadvertent phone ringing, letting people know someone is there. But again, it was integrated into the plot in a way that I thought was really well done. Much like you, I think this is a film that, I know we're doing it on the Micheaux Mission and looking at it through a black lens, but I think this was a film that very easily could have been the ruggish, thuggish, savage black guys. Versus these, in over their head, heroic white guys. But as you said, immediately, before these two firemen come to look for the treasure, immediately they set themselves up that they are morally dubious. We're going to steal this. We aren't going to tell the IRS about it. We're going to keep it.
We ain't going to tell our
We're not going to tell the women in our lives about it. So that when eventually you get these wonderful double crosses and new allegiances, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And this isn't a case of these poor innocent white men have gone into this savage urban environment and been corrupted. No. These were some shaky dudes when they got there. And it is just a really enjoyable romp. I do think it in a lot of ways it feels like a film out of time.
Well,
like going in, I did, I when you chose it, I remember thinking, wow, I really like Trespass. And like I often do, I think, well, why don't we talk about this anymore? But maybe 20 minutes into it, I could see how this didn't hit in 1992 as hard as it should have. Because it does really feel like a 70s film.
Well, you know what the film Robert Zemeckis has said inspired the script. It's inspired by an old Humphrey Bogart movie, The Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
Oh, okay.
Which follows a lot of these similar beats in there. So you can definitely feel like, it's of a bygone age. It's the type of story that's not really told anymore. But it is, told here. You use the word pulpy, and I was like, pulp. Oh, you know what? Pulp does work. And I don't know if this it doesn't necessarily fit, but when you said that and you started talking about like films that this could be like shown as with a double feature, it might even be interesting to see this double feature with The Third Man, because I was just thinking about like the images in The Third Man where they're down in the caverns and the sewers, and how they're running around. Like you could have elongated some of these shadows in this warehouse, factory, wherever they are. And this is film noir. All over again, man.
Look, again, you can almost watch this and really almost, because again, it ain't a whole lot of plot detail that you got to keep up with.
No, not at all.
you can put this on mute and just enjoy the images.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just, you know, again, I cannot talk enough about Walter Hill's direction and the way he works through this space in a way to hold your attention and make it interesting.
Yeah. I do have to point out a couple other things. One, I thought it was interesting that the title track on the soundtrack is an Ice Cube Ice-T collaboration.
Yeah.
Where you can decidedly hear the differences between the rap styles between Ice-T and Ice Cube.
Yeah.
One's rapping and one's an MC.
I could hear the difference so much I stopped listening to it.
Well, I was kind of like halfway kind of like enjoying it.
Yeah.
Not really enjoying it that much. But, you know, it's like, oh, okay.
Right.
This happened.
Right. I guess they're there. I guess we should make them one of their rappery songs.
You know.
Would you all be interested in making a rappery song for this?
And maybe get some of your friends to do a rappery soundtrack for us.
Sure.
That we underplay throughout the entire film.
Right. Because it's urban.
But actually, to be fair, I actually kind of like appreciated that the rap like wasn't as prominent throughout the film, because I think even though the music is a little late 80s, 90s.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Synthetic rhythms. I think the rapping would have dated it even more.
Right.
I mean, it's already got some things going up against it, you know, the whole phone and everything like that. But the rapping would have definitely dated it that much more. So I'm glad that it was kind of underplayed.
Let me hold your phone. I have to make a phone call.
Actually,
you pulled up. You got.
And then they. No, and they even had to answer the call.
Yeah.
Like it was a flip phone, but you still had to press the buttons. But I actually thought it was quaint. And just another proof that Stoney Jackson was not like the others was that when everybody's picking up flipping their phones. First of all, not everybody had a phone.
No, not everybody had a phone. Okay. I was going to say, so at one point, I have to borrow your phone.
Right. Not everybody had a phone. So it's different, you know. So that puts you, denoted where you were hierarchy.
Right.
Because the white guys didn't have phones.
No, they did not.
The gangsters had phones.
Gangsters had phones.
But I thought it was quaint that when Ice-T would pick up the phone, it's like, yeah. Ice Cube picked up the phone, yeah. But when Stoney Jackson somebody called Stoney Jackson, I clocked it. Stoney Jackson like, boop, doop, hello?
You know, he's a little bit more sophisticated.
I clocked it so bad.
Plus, he's dressed like an extra in the 3rd season of Buck Rogers. He's like his Tweaky is like his a special one of them episodes where Gary Coleman showed up as the old genius.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's Stoney Jackson.
So I did clock that. But speaking about the plot.
He was maybe in that band Andromeda. Yeah, I remember the name of the rock band on Buck Rogers, Andromeda. Go ahead. What you know about Andromeda? There was a rock band on Buck Rogers. The one dude he played the space keyboards. Remember, he didn't touch the keys. He just waved his hands over it because it was the future.
It was Sonic. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
If you needed evidence of why we're friends.
What was the name of the band on that one episode of Buck Rogers? Oh, you mean Andromeda.
See, he can't do this with his boys.
No.
Just me.
That's true. That's true.
Where was I? Oh, well, my one nitpick plot-wise.
Okay.
So the whole deal is about this searching for this gold.
Right. The gold.
Which they find. And ultimately, Art Evans, spoiler.
Yeah.
He has the gold.
Right.
And he gets, and it's a huge bag of stolen gold from a Catholic church.
Yeah.
Which means that it's real gold.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, he shows up outside, and the Bill Paxton character runs up on him, and he's got the huge bag of gold at his feet.
Yes.
And he tells Bill Paxton, "Yo, go! You better run."
Yeah.
Because everything is blown up. The cops are going to be here soon. And the gangsters may come out.
The gangsters are going to come and they're going to kill you.
They're going to kill you. They don't want me.
Right.
I'm black.
Yes.
I got my card.
Yeah.
You better go. And Bill Paxton says, "Yeah, but what about the gold? Hey, it's gone.
The gold is gone.
The gold is gone. It's right at his feet. You don't see it on camera."
Yeah, you don't.
But
Because I thought it was behind him.
See, I thought it was behind him too. But when Bill Paxton, or maybe like he hit it off someplace.
Yeah.
But when Bill Paxton runs away, Art Evans then leans forward
and picks
out
it
of
up.
camera shot, picks it up,
Sure.
and turns around to walk away, and the film goes off.
Yeah.
It was right there.
Yeah, here's the thing. At that point, Bill Paxton had been through so much.
He was. He had been through the ringer.
Truth be told, Bill Paxton really was only about 60, 70% in on doing this in the first place.
Well, that's true. That is very true.
So now he done seen his man get shot. Ice-T got a perm. Stoney Jackson is dressed up like a genie. I don't know what's. I really just want to go back to Arkansas to my girl that I let you know things are getting serious with.
Well, he's running back to Arkansas because
Yeah.
the car is
Right.
the car is done.
Right. So I didn't mind that.
Okay, but that was a small.
If anything, my nitpick was when he said to Art Evans, "Why don't you come with me?" And I said, "Yeah, I don't believe that. I think Bill Paxton's trying to get the hell up out of Dodge and pretend this never happened."
Oh, well, I kind of believe that because I think because if there was any redeeming character here, it actually is Bill Paxton's
I
character.
think Art Evans is a redeemed character.
I knew you were going to say that. Here's why I won't say Art
You
Evans.
know I like Art Evans.
Right. It's because you like Art Evans.
Right.
Because if you remember, when Devereaux White's character, Lucky, who was basically he's a drug addict,
Yes.
but gets caught up in this stuff because he's Ice-T's brother.
Yes. He ain't that
gets,
lucky.
Right.
We all waited for that line when he got killed. And then Ice Cube is the one who got to say it.
Well, Ice Cube, he probably wrote it.
Yeah.
I get that line.
Yeah.
But when Lucky is being held captive, and they are threatening, like the gangsters only want to get in there to they say to save Lucky.
Yeah.
And Lucky's the only thing because he's tied to the door, keeping him from blasting through the door.
Yeah.
Art Evans' character, his name is Bradley, as they are pocketing the gold and bagging it up, he says to them, "Hey, we're going to have to kill the kid." He more or less says, like, "Well, what about the kid? We're going to escape. What's to stop him from saying something?
Right.
I ain't going to do it, but it need to get done." That was Bradley. That was Art Evans. Bill Paxton's the one that said at 2.
Right.
He's the one that was at least, well, we can't kill him. He said, and then Will Sadler gives Bill Paxton like this big ass crowbar and said, "All right, well, go knock him out."
Right.
And Bill Paxton's like, "Well, I can't do that."
Right.
Well, let's just give him his drugs.
Let's just give him his
At least make him feel good.
Give him his drugs.
Bill Paxton is actually the only redeeming character in this film.
Yeah. Well, the two of them did trespass. The question, of course, however, would you recommend Trespass?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is a fun movie. This is a fun midnight movie. This is a fun afternoon movie. This is a fun put it on in the barbershop movie. This is a fun cookout movie.
Yeah.
This is a fun movie.
I agree. I 100% agree. It moves.
Mm-hmm.
It moves. Like, you look up, and I agree with you. Like, there is a moment in the middle where it gets a little Looney Tune-ish, and
Yeah.
let's dress up Stoney Jackson as a cop, and then we'll do a pantomime to convince them to come out. And I'm like, is that a plan? But by that point,
And how'd you land on Stoney Jackson as the one that you're going to dress up as the cop?
but at that point, you've bought in so much.
You're there.
You don't even care.
You're there.
So yeah, I 100% agree with you.
All right.
Big fan of this movie.
Huge fan.
Yeah.
Huge fan of Trespass. And I believe that you will be too, but don't take our word for it. Check out Trespass from 1992. All right, before we tell you what is going to kick off Octavia April here on the Micheaux Mission, I invite you to follow the Micheaux Mission on the social media of your choice at Micheaux Mission on Instagram, Threads. We're all over the place. You can find the Micheaux Mission wherever you find podcasts, on Apple, Spotify, as well as YouTube, where you can follow, subscribe, be notified of when new episodes go up, become one of our followers, hit the bell so you can be notified of when our show premieres, when our shorts and our clips go out there for each and every one of you. We are creeping ever closer, but a little slower than I would like, to 3,000 subscribers. Can we at least get 3,000 subscribers?
Come on.
You know what? I want to make it to 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Can we do it? Can we do it? We want to get one of those big silver YouTube things that we can sit right here next to our Funkos. Okay? So please tell a friend about the Micheaux Mission.
Everyone tell one person, and then that one person also tell one person.
Please make it so. The Micheaux Mission is also a proud member of the Believe podcast network, BLEAV. Believe. Every sport, every topic, everywhere. Go to believe.com and check out their whole network of podcasts. And if you've got a podcast that you want to produce, you can bring it here to Anga Studio. Go to angastudio83.com for more information about rates, specials, and see all the features that are available here at Anga Studio. And once again, I ask you, if you are looking to support the Micheaux Mission, $5 will do it. $5 on Patreon gets you access to 3 exclusive monthly podcasts: the Binge Lounge, Serial Killers, and Len's Secret Movie Podcast with Ariel Johnson. I very often want to call her April. Ariel Johnson. Go to patreon.com, Micheaux Mission, $5. It really helps support the show.
It does.
And all the initiatives that we have going on now and throughout the year. I got some big things that we're trying to get done. Next week, April 1st, Octavia April.
Yes, sir. Yes.
In honor of Octavia Butler herself.
Yes.
Vincent's ex-girlfriend. We are going to be celebrating Black sci-fi. And boy, has Vincent got a good one for you.
Yes, I do.
Because he loves you. We are going to be reviewing next week Samuel Jackson.
Yes.
In Deep Blue Sea.
And let me just say this. I'm going to invoke Micheaux Mission privilege.
Uh-oh.
I want y'all to go ahead and watch it. I want you to go ahead and watch it. If you don't know anything about this film, do not look up anything about this film. There are aspects of this film that only work in the conversation that we're going to have if you don't know anything about it. So I'm going to talk next week thinking that everyone in the sound of my voice has seen the film already.
Okay.
That's not a recommendation necessarily, but I do think you should watch it so that you can fully get the full feel.
You have your marching orders.
Okay.
Until then, he's Vincent. I'm Len. And in parting, we say,
We'll see you when it's time to meet again.